to get ready for a game in almost a week now between games for you guys to kind of work on in practice?
You know, being 2-0 right now, we're obviously happy with the results, but we know we got to get a lot better. So this week was a great opportunity for us to really tighten up on the defensive end. We've been really working a lot on our communication, and then offensively just taking care of the ball, getting better shots, and then just overall having a week here, get some guys healthy. I think that's been another big thing.
You got two games, so not a huge sample size. But what have you noticed about playing this level at ACC and the challenges that you had against Notre Dame and you may see in the future with this level of basketball?
Yeah, I think in the games, and there's also practice here as well. You just can't take any plays off. You got to bring your best every play and every game, or otherwise you're going to get exposed. And I play this game because I love it, and just playing hard, playing with a passion, and doing whatever it takes to help the team win.
Was there a noticeable difference playing at Notre Dame physically and the speed of the game than you had at William Mary?
Honestly, not a ton. I've played like mid-major basketball it's high level as well. I would say just the biggest thing is like the overall size and athleticism, but skill-wise, not a huge difference. And I've played some big games in the past as well. So, and then actually Notre Dame, I visited there, so like I played pickup with those guys with them. So like I was pretty familiar with the style.
I'm sure you saw the video for Roy and Kobe. You've been here for a short time. What does the Carolina family mean to you, and kind of what sense have you gotten of that brotherhood?
Yeah, I think that video just kind of sums everything up. It's just it's a really special place, and you don't really know it until you actually are a part of it. But I've noticed it just in my short time being here. A lot of former players reached out to me when I committed here and just said welcome to the family, and then like you have tons of pros coming back playing pickup with us in the summer, which is just awesome. And then Coach Williams, like I think one of the best things about him is you can tell he genuinely cares about each and every one of us. And Kobe had been struggling a little bit, and Coach went up there to support him and not to recruit or anything else, just to go support Kobe on our off day. And Kobe obviously went out there and played a little more relaxed and knocked down some shots. And I'm really happy for him. And I just think that moment they shared together was really special and really speaks about the significance of the Carolina family.
You've probably been asked this question before, but I've never heard it. Did you speak to Cam Johnson at all about how transfers are assimilated here as part of your decision-making process?
Yeah, I've talked with Cam a few times, and he was one of the guys that came back this summer. And Cam's awesome. Like he was obviously they showed me a lot of film of him when I was deciding whether to come here or not, and just kind of the way he was able to be so successful and his seamless transition into the UNC system as a graduate transfer. And the way other people talk about him, like it really showed how much they embraced a graduate transfer as well, which kind of was something that really stuck out to me because I'm only here for 1 year. So to have guys who embrace you and have a whole coaching staff who believes in you, and at the end of the day just going out there and trying to win games, it was really cool.
How many free throws did you guys get up over the weekend?
Coach is making us take a minimum of 200 before shoot around tomorrow, but I've gotten up a healthy amount more than that, and I know Cole's been in here a lot, and we got a lot of hard workers on this team, so I think that'll correct itself. I think that was a lot of first game road jitters as well as a lot of tired legs because we did have a shortened rotation for that game.
What is it like playing with Cole?
He's a really special player. Obviously, the talent kind of speaks for itself, and you guys saw that Wednesday night against Notre Dame. Then also, I think he's a great leader for a freshman. His game is really mature, and he just makes the right play, which is something that's really impressive for a freshman.
What makes him a good rebounder?
I think one of the best things about Cole is just like he doesn't ever take any plays off, and he's a really smart. He has a really high IQ, but also like he doesn't. It seems like he never gets tired. So like obviously he's really athletically gifted, but to have someone who pushes the pace offensively, but then also just doesn't take any plays off defensively or on the glass is a huge advantage because with him being a great defensive rebounder, he can kind of start our break early because because we want the ball in his hands. So that kind of takes away either someone else having to get a rebound and then pass it to him. It just speeds things up.
Does Roy give the big men gears about how many rebounds Cole is able to get in practice or in games, and why don't you do that?
No, not necessarily. Honestly, he's always talked about how impressed he's been with Cole as a defensive rebounder, and he wants him to continue to do that. He mostly gets on the bigs for offensive rebounds, and if we were to give up offensive rebounds to them, so as long as we're continuing to box out and limit their second shot attempts and getting as many second shot attempts for ourselves and winning the rebounding battle, I think he'll be happy with that.
You talked about the close connections that you guys have here at UNC. What would you say is maybe one of the funniest stories that or interactions you've had with Coach?
With Coach? I don't know. There's a lot of them. Let me think. Like he's got some funny quotes, obviously, but I'm trying to think. Help me out here. What is it?
He's a little funnier with you than he is with me, I think.
He's got some funny quotes, man. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I'm sure there'll be something again today in practice.
You guys, obviously, you probably watch college basketball, pay attention. You see Kentucky goes down to Evansville. Is that on your mind when you play a team like Gardner-Webb, or is it just we face every game the same regardless?
Oh yeah, for sure. As soon as a lot of us watched that game, and as soon as the game ended, someone sent out a text in our group chat and said, like, we gotta tighten up and we gotta bring it every night because you don't want that to be us. And obviously, some of the guys were here when they lost to Wofford a couple years ago and at home, so we know, or a lot of the guys here know that it's college basketball at the end of the day. If you don't bring your best, no matter who you're playing against, we're all Division I athletes and very capable. I know that being from a mid-major, so we're not going to take them lightly.
Do you know that edge being from mid-major when you played those upper tier programs, have that mindset that
100%.
like Gardner-Webb will have in there?
100%. This is the biggest game of the year for them, and Coach always talks about this is a chance for them to make a name for themselves. And then UNC Wilmington, they were playing in front of packed crowd, a sellout. So you're gonna get everyone's best shot playing at North Carolina, and I know that because I was at a mid-major once, getting fired up for those high major games. So.
Preparing for Gardner-Webb, how much have you looked at how they played against UVA last March, and I guess what have you taken away from Gardner-Webb's ability?
We're actually about to. We've done some stuff in practice in terms of guarding their stuff, but we're about to watch a lot of their personnel and scout stuff today. We always do a lot of scouting stuff the day before. So.
What do you think made you so successful with your rebounding on Friday night?
I think rebounding is a lot about effort, playing hard, and also just I consider myself I have pretty high basketball IQ, I think, so I can kind of guess where the ball is going because I know I'm not the biggest guy, but I jump pretty well, and then also just I don't take plays off, so I'm gonna always go crashing the glass offensively and defensively, even if I'm not the biggest guy. I usually come up with a lot of them.
Where are you guys right now as a team as far as rebounding, and how Roy is kind of reacting to what you're doing?
Pretty good. I think we've done a really good job rebounding. I think the biggest thing has been our ability to kind of keep our opponents from getting a ton of second shots, and I think we've won the rebounding battle in both the two games. So we want to continue that and continue getting better, and then tighten up a lot of the other areas. But rebounding's been one where I think he's been pretty pleased so far.
I asked Coach this too, and you were just talking about how those teams are looking forward to playing a good team like North Carolina. What would you say you guys need to work on, or what's the progress going to be for you guys to be able to win 6 games straight come March and April?
Yeah, for sure. I think first and foremost, getting some guys healthy. We're missing our senior captain, B-Rob, right now. And then some other guys are dealing with some injuries. And then just secondly, taking care of the ball. We've turned the ball over probably a little too much. And then also just, shooting the ball better at the free throw line, from the three-point line, and also just converting more overall field goal percentage. Our defense has been pretty good, but we can definitely tighten up some areas in terms of giving up easy baskets. So just overall, we're 2 games in this season. We know we're not going to look anything like we do now in March, we're just going to continue to get better with us being such a kind of new group.
What is your relationship with Christian like? And he obviously hasn't had the best start to the first 2 games, but it's just 2 games, and he's still out there starting. Have you guys talked at all about that, and just kind of what is your overall relationship with him?
Yeah, I don't worry about Christian at all. He's a big-time player. He's a big-time scorer. We've seen what he can do in practice. I've seen what he can do at Charleston Southern. He's going to be just fine, and I think it's important to not overreact 2 games into the season because there's a lot of guys right now across the country who probably don't have the metrics that they're going to have at the end of the season. It's a 2-game sample size, and college basketball is filled with ups and downs, but Christian's one of my guys, and obviously us and the coaching staff have full confidence in him, and he's going to be a big-time player for us this year, and so we kind of need to get him going.
What's your relationship like off the court?
It's really good. Being the 2 graduate transfers, we kind of lean on each other for a lot of things. This whole experience is pretty cool to go through together with him, so he's one of my good guys, and we're just enjoying this year as much as we can because we know we only got 1 shot at it, so we're definitely glad to be here and to be doing it together.
Justin, what are the similarities, if any, are there between Coach Williams' practice routines and regimen and what you came from under, since Coach Shaver
Yeah.
was also a former Carolina player?
There's some similarities for sure. We had a similar structured practice plan, a lot of the same drills and terminologies at William & Mary, and that we would have thoughts for the days as well, which I know came from Coach Smith. So just in terms of that, there's a lot of similarities. Just a lot of the terminology and stuff has been fairly similar.
Did Coach Shaver talk about Coach Smith much
Mhm.
during the course?
Yeah, Coach Smith was kind of a big, or Coach Shaver called him his role model or coaching mentor, and he looked up to him a lot. So Coach Shaver is a Carolina guy, and he definitely kind of tried to look to embody some of that Carolina family into our program at William & Mary.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Justin.